France versus USA. That is a pretty tough draw, isn't it?
This is your two tournament favorites, pre-tournament favorites. We knew this was coming. We talked about it when we previewed the Women's World Cup from the get-go. Presumably your two strongest teams, your host country versus your defending champions. It really doesn't get much better than this. And the fact that it's happening in the quarterfinal round, it's pretty wild because it's going to open things up wide open for whoever comes away the victory here. We've seen better from both teams than we saw from them in the round of 16. I feel. Yeah. It's going to be pretty fascinating to watch this one, and that one. Yeah, that's definitely the highlight, the top of the card for the quarterfinals for sure. Yes.
Yeah, well, it looks like they've actually pulled up the graphics, so I don't need to stick to the others. So we can actually just jump straight into this one. Obviously, USA 2.38, draw 3.3, and France 3.3. Is there a way, I know you're really clever at sort of stuff like this, is there a way of sort of hedging your bets? Obviously, we've got the outrights. Do you think, well, the first question is do you think that the winner of this match will go on to win the whole thing?
If it's the United States, I do. If it is France, I think they'll be the finalists, but I'm not prepared to write off whoever comes off the bottom half, presumably Germany. Very, very powerful team, very deep team, matches up well with France. I think the way, we'll get into some hedging strategies, but clearly I'm invested in USA at 3-1 from the pre-tournament. And I think it's time to double down, actually. I think the United States gets it done here. I think they advance. I like them to advance in regulation as well. I don't think it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
But if we look at what happened in the round of 16, two things clearly were noticeable to me. There was a general market overreaction to how the box score for England, and then there was an overreaction in a negative light to how the United States looked and how Netherlands looked. Both, you can make a case just kind of looking at the box score, looking at how the wins came about. You can make a case that the United States and the Netherlands are lucky to be here. Netherlands especially, probably coulda, shoulda, woulda lost to Japan, but here they are, survive in advance. USA, same sort of story. 2 penalties to get them to this point in the tournament. Both of those, the first penalty I thought was very fair. The second penalty was a little bit soft. But you look at the Spain goal. I thought the Spain goal should have been disallowed. That was kind of just a messy match from whistle to whistle. I didn't think it was especially cleanly reffed. Spain obviously had a very, very, very good strategy. They'd played the you would have thought with the United States' weaknesses being their goalkeeping and their defense, that a team that would come at them aggressively would have some edge. Spain went basically the full opposite direction. They were like, no, we're going to sit back. We're going to, maintain possession. We're going to disrupt them. We're going to frustrate them. We're going to be physical, and we're going to make the referees decide this. And then, unfortunately for them, the referees decided it against them. But, all told, it's a little bit of a blueprint for some of the better teams in this tournament on how they should attack the United States. Does not play very well in terms of how France is set up strength-wise. Unfortunately, I don't think France is the kind of team that can play keep away, can play a little bit less aggressively. They're the type of team that has to push to create scoring opportunities, which creates vulnerabilities for them to the counterattack, which I would expect the United States to be able to take advantage of here.
Yeah.
So my favorite look is United States on the money line at plus 136 or 2.36. But given their propensity to, given the goalkeeper was, she was real nervous in that Spain match, and she almost gave up a couple of real questionable looks. So I won't be surprised if France can get on the sheet here. I don't think the United States wins to 0. I think that opens up an opportunity for an over.
Would you put your money on both teams to score 1.87? USA have yet to concede. Would you brave it with your money?
Well, Yeah, they did give up one to Spain, which I thought I don't know if you really want to count that because it should have been called back. But I do think France does get on the score sheet. They have some women that can finish extremely well. And actually, I like what you mentioned, both teams to score. I like over 2.5 as well. I would look for over 2.5 plus 109. I think makes a good look. Over 1 in the first half at plus 101. I think is interesting also.
Yeah, that's
because
a good one.
This isn't the kind of game that's going to halftime 0-0. There's going to be at least one goal scored. The United States has come out aggressively and scored in the first 15 minutes. Every game to this point, they've been spectacular from the whistle. I think that kind of sets the tone here. And you'll see 2 goals in this first half. So I'm going to take over 1 kind of as a free roll. 1 goal pushes, obviously, but you see a second goal in that first half and that cashes. So I'm going to be involved in that. But I think my primary look in this one is going to be USA on the money line at plus 136.
Yeah. Now, when our internet went down, I was thinking it was from your side. So there I was talking away to myself. It turned out. And
the takes were so hot they melted the internet.
I was like chatting away, and then I thought I'll go and have a little look on the chat and see what's happening. And then it says you're offline. So after about 5 minutes of talking to myself, which isn't new, I have to say. So EJ is going for, drum roll, France draw no bet.
Ooh.
Yeah. Head to head.
Wow.
It would have. I know.
He was
quite
so. At the very beginning of this tournament, he was so much more bullish on USA than I was, and now the roles have pretty much reversed.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. But he's still on. He still likes Germany to win it all. So you were sort of saying, obviously, if USA, and that you were worried about USA with Germany. So there we go. All right. So we both agree here. USA moneyline 2.38. If you want to be a bit more cautious, there is, in my opinion, a bit of value on the USA draw no bet at 1.67. And I love that play of yours, over 1 goal in the first half as well. I think both of these teams are going to come out, and I definitely think we're going to have a goal in the first half. All right, Norway versus England. England 2.07, draw 3.5, and Norway 3.8. England obviously did a great job in the group stage. I think that they are rightful favourites in this match. 2.07. That's kind of my lean here. I like that one.
Yeah, there's a chance that Norway is gassed, that we saw everything that they had in that match versus Australia. They really, really worked hard in that first 30 minutes. Both of those teams were just pushing so hard. And Norway came away with that goal finally in the first half, and then they looked like they wanted to try to park the bus and win 1-0. Obviously, it didn't work out. Australia levels 1-1. They go to extra time. And that was just a battle of attrition through those extra 30 minutes there, with Norway, really looking quite crisp and comfortable from the penalty kick line, at the end there to decide it. But yeah, that probably took a lot out of that team. But I'm still suspect and not ready to buy into England as a contender in this tournament yet. Largely just on the basis of we haven't seen them take on world-class competition to this point. I don't think any of their competition in group was especially impressive this time around. Their win over Cameroon, I found that suspect. They won 3-0. You look at the box score and you think, oh, England was amazing. They were great. That was the refereeing there that allowed the second goal in the first half in added time, then took away Cameroon's goal early in the second half, completely changed the composition of that match. The women had rightfully had meltdowns on the field over the way that played out. Another set of circumstances goes around, then it's like 1-1 there. As we go deep into the second half, and it's a much more interesting competition. So I think there's some, we still haven't seen England really face adversity yet. I don't know how they'll respond. But I think this match sets up well for the Natalie special, which is second half highest scoring half. This is the perfect setup for second half, highest scoring half. Neither Norway nor England has conceded a first half goal in this tournament. These two teams have played each other relatively frequently over the years. A lot of head-to-heads, a lot of familiarity between opponents. When you see this situation set up, I think we'll see a very even, relatively slow start to this game. I wouldn't be shocked at all if we see 0-0 at halftime. And, like I mentioned with the Norway versus Australia match, if Norway somehow gets on the board in the first half, we know what their strategy is going to be. It's going to be run out the clock.
Yeah.
So the idea that, the only thing that really threatens this is if England really is as good as they may be. Maybe they are amazing. We haven't really seen them play anyone good enough to tell. Mm-hmm. But if England is really world class and they put on a show in the first half and they're up 2-0, maybe they win 3-0 or something like that, and this isn't a winner. But second half, highest scoring half is plus 153. That's 2.53. Yeah. That's a great look in my opinion, because I really do think there's a very high likelihood that we see a very slow start to this game, and then things open up in the second half. And, Norway's leaky. England has given up some goals they shouldn't have given up in this tournament. England can score goals. And so I think, this could end up, 1-1, 2-1, 2-0 for England, 1-0 for England with the second half goal, I think are all realistic possibilities here. And if you're going to give me plus 153, that the second half is the highest scoring, I'm interested in that all day long.
Yeah, but do you think that England is going to win this?
I do.
But just don't want to put your money on it.
I think I could see a situation play out where England wins in extra time, 2-1. I could see a situation where, where Norway, holds them off enough until their legs finally give up late in the game or in the second half here. But I just haven't seen it from them when the going gets tough. Them, especially show out.
Do they get going?
So I need to see them play well in a high adversity situation to really be interested in getting involved in kind of buying into them, I suppose. Yeah. So we'll see if they do it against Norway.
Fair point. I think we're roughly on the same lines here. I was looking at draw at half time. You can get that at 2.15. And then I was looking at stretching it. I agree with you, but I'm hoping England will get it done in the 90 minutes. You can play draw at half time, England full time, 5.38. Fantastic set of odds. What? Yeah, draw at half time, England to win. Yes.
I'm writing that down.
Draw at half time, England full time, 5.35. If you just want to play it a little bit safer, draw at half time. And I like your highest scoring half. So what we need 0-0 at half time. Then we need England to go and score a couple of goals. Your bet comes in, my bet comes in. We're all laughing. So that's what we want to happen.
I love it.
All right. Okay, next match.
Tune in tomorrow to find out how it goes down, because this is the first one on the card, right? This is tomorrow's match.
Exactly. Right. As I don't appear to have to be sticking to an order, we've got Germany versus Sweden or Italy versus Netherlands next. Which one would you like to talk about?
Let's talk about Italy-Netherlands.
Okay.
Not a lot of history between these two clubs, surprisingly. Both European clubs. Netherlands, obviously the European champs. Netherlands, they opened. I thought they opened a relatively fair price here in the three-way market, and then Italy and draw have just been taking buckets of money, presenting a little bit of value on Netherlands, but not enough to really want to get involved on them winning in regulation. I think the play here is pretty straightforward. Both teams to score. Both teams have given up goals. Both teams have been able to, have shown the ability to finish. Both teams to score is minus 118. I think this should be a very fun match. I got Netherlands advancing 2-1. I've underrated Italy to this point in this World Cup, I will admit. And Italy probably is relatively live here, given that they have some confidence and that they look like they're playing well as a team. But both teams to score here seems like the pretty obvious angle. Maybe it's too obvious, but both teams to score at -118 is my look.
Yeah. To be honest with you, this was the hardest game for me to cap. Like you said, not much history between the two. Interestingly, Netherlands are quite a lot shorter priced to win the tournament than Italy are. Obviously, here Netherlands to win the match 2.2, Italy 3.6. It's a lean, and it was both teams to score. That was the only sort of one I was sort of feeling out on this one. Both teams to score 1.88. I just think there's not much to split the two teams. I think they scored similar amounts. They both conceded 2 goals. I think both should get on the score sheet. Do you think this is a match that could go into extra time?
Yeah,
me too.
I do. I thought. I mean, I still have a little bit of confidence in the Netherlands. I like the way they play. They're a little sloppy on the back end. They've given up some goals that I don't think that they were tight. They were tired. They were their strategy and style did not match well for their match against Japan. I think that in general is depressing their price a little bit. And I see people that I respect putting some legitimate money down on the draw here, which, you see that kind of activity and you got to think, okay, well, there's, that does that make sense? And you look at, the history of, you look at where we are in the tournament, the fact that things do get a little bit tighter at this point in time and that they're relatively equal squads. Yeah. Draw makes sense here, and I would lean toward the Netherlands if it does go to penalties, but it's a pretty weak lean. And so I guess I get why they're favored to advance. I get, seeing them advance after regulation would not surprise me. But I'm nervous, and I have a Netherlands ticket pre-tournament. I was on them at 15-1, so I'm a little nervous here. But I think it's too early to hedge still. They have too far to go. They're going to have to beat Germany likely in the next round, and then presumably match up against USA in the final. So best case scenario for me, Netherlands gets through somehow, some way, plays Germany in the semifinals, and then I'm holding 3 out of the 4 outright tickets, and then England can break my heart. So we'll see how it goes.
Yes. All right. So final match, Germany versus Sweden. I have to say, I think Germany got the better draw out of all of these ones. So Germany, obviously, top of their group. Sweden, in their fairness, they were in the USA, but they've got this was just like, Germany are organized. I think of all, I don't know, is this my favorite bet? I think it might be. I think it might be my favorite bet. I think Germany, just to win, 1.78. Combining it with the under 4.5 goals, also known as the Martin Classic. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring. You can get almost even money there, 1.95 Germany and the under 4.5 goals. Sweden are not a bad team. I just think Germany, they're disciplined, they're organized.
Yeah.
They are a contender for the title. They're EJ's favorite to win. What do you like in this match?
Yeah, no, I agree with all those points. I thought that it turned out actually that Germany-Nigeria match was a little. Everything we said on the last preview pretty much came true. I think every single lean and look and tip and every point and angle we brought up ended up getting to the window, which is exciting when it all works out that way. But if you watch the match, it didn't feel that good. There was a lot of time in that second half where you're like, really? We're not going to get a third? Where's the third? But sure enough, they come through with the third goal late, and they keep Nigeria off the board. It turned out Nigeria, with the speed that they had in their attack and the style that they played in that match, was a bad matchup for Germany because Germany does not do well against speed, apparently. Who knew? But that's not the way Sweden plays. And I think I like your look. I like the Martin Classic here on this one. I'm going to take a swing at Germany halftime, full time at plus 189. Germany has shown an ability to play pretty strong, pretty dominating football from the whistle. I think they get on the board relatively easily in this first half here and keep Sweden at bay. Germany winning to 0 wouldn't surprise me. Germany 2-0 kind of is where I'm, my most likely outcome in this one. But halftime, full time at the price of plus 189 is really something that my eyes immediately, whoa, Yeah, well, this is, they are going to get out, because Germany is the kind of team that gets after it early. They're going to put pressure on Sweden. They're not going to let this game malinger into the second half and hope to squeeze out a victory. So.
Yeah, agree. Germany half-time, full-time. Yeah, my eyes were on like that on just the Germany price there, 1.78. But I did want to squidge some value there, 1.95 for the Germany and the under 4.5 goals. All right. So I believe this is it. We have previewed all 4 games. I don't know if you want to just run down the best bets that you are going for, or the bets you're going for the women's quarterfinals here for our viewers. I will do the same.
My look for tomorrow's match, Norway, England, second half highest scoring at plus 153. And you better believe I'm going to tickle that draw first half, England second half at 5.3. That is a beauty, as far as a price, especially. And then USA, France. I'm adding to my stake on United States to continue to advance in this tournament, backing them on the money line at plus 136. I think the over 2.5 is a decent look as well at plus 109, as well as the first half over 1 at plus 101. In the Italy-Netherlands match, my play is both teams to score, minus 118. If you're looking for a little bit more generous price, you can try to take a swing on the Alex Classic. I do think 2-1 is about where this thing lands. But I'm going to stick with minus 118 on both teams to score as my official play for record-keeping purposes. And then Germany-Sweden. Halftime, full-time for Germany at plus 189. Looking for about a 2-0 win for Deutschland. Yeah.
I am going to go for Norway, England, full unit on England to win at 2.05, half a unit on draw at halftime and the England win there. 5.38. I'm going to tickle that one too. USA to win at 2.38, and I'm going to put USA draw no bet into an accumulator, 1.67. EJ, don't forget, head-to-head with EJ there. France draw no bet. I like Germany to win, 1.78. Another part of my parlay bet there, so 2 parlay bet, and Germany and the under 4.5 as a straight bet, 1 unit at 1.95. I just don't know enough about Italy, Netherlands to make the play, but it's a strong lean on both teams to score. All right, well, Capper, absolutely a pleasure talking to you. And I'm really excited to listen out for these podcasts for the NHL and sort of helping us and teaching us and then looking at the conferences. And I'm really looking forward to growing with you guys. And then also the interview that is out later today, but I will be sure to check in on Thursday, tomorrow, for it. Best of luck. Women's quarterfinals kicking off tomorrow. Thank you, well, Capper. I'll see you soon.
So great talking to you as always. Best of luck in the quarterfinals, and hope all of the viewers at home are enjoying the Women's World Cup as much as we are to this point, because it's been a heck of a lot of fun. So getting us through the summer months here, getting us through the dog days of summer.
Do something with that day. Absolutely. I'll see you in the semi-finals.